Hey guys, welcome back. Thanks for joining me here in my little part of YouTube. Okay, so we're back in Wurm Unlimited, and today we're going to be looking at, once again, Mission Ruler. Specifically this time we're going to be looking at fetch and reward. In other words, you fetch or create an item, bring it to the NPC, he gives you a reward in exchange. Okay, so I've got set up here a simple one where what happens is Fisherman Randall here is having a bit of a problem. There's too many reeds in the water here. He's constantly losing his fishing hook. So he said, for every basic fishing hook you bring me, I'll give you a fresh roach. Alright, so what happens is you walk down here. I have a mission set up on this tile that only happens once, and it pops up with a dialogue, which is basically Fisherman Randall, shouting over, you know, have you got any spare fishing hooks? Not really in them words, obviously, but just alerting you to the fact that he has a mission, because without a fishing hook actually activated, when you right click on him, obviously I've got a few admin commands in here, but if I was a normal player it'd just be examine, no target and emotes. You'd have no idea he has a mission to offer. So I've got a separate mission here that when I walk on this, he will only once shout, you know, bring me some fishing hooks, I'll give you a roach, in not so many words. So it just alerts you to the fact that there's an alerts your attention to him and the fact that he has a mission. So what will happen then is we will activate the fishing hook, right click on him, give, and as you can see he's given me the roach there in my inventory. I've given him the hook, so that disappears from my inventory, and we've still got that annoying text bug for some reason, so it's a shame, but as you can see it just says thanks, blah blah blah, passes you a fresh roach, take a fish with you, it's the least I can do. So I've exchanged one item for another, and that can be quite useful, especially in the newbie towns where you've got newbies coming in, and you know, you say, well, you're telling them how to play the game, you know, you need to work on your carpentry skill, and they're like, well, I don't want to be making the same item over and over again just to get carpentry skill. Well, now you can say, well, make fishing hooks, and then give them to Randall, you'll get some fish. Just simple things like that, and I'm sure there's plenty of other ideas. For instance, another one that comes to mind that I'm going to make in a minute is bowstrings. A lot of us grind bowstrings for the skill, and then we end up with loads and loads of bowstrings. Well, what if you can exchange bowstrings with an NPC for someone else? It comes in quite useful. So anyway, let's go ahead and make this mission. Let's show you how it's done. So first thing I'm going to do then is summon in a NPC. As always, I'm going to go with the guide. I'm just going to call him, I'll just call him Normal Fisherman. There we are, and they'll always spawn right in the center tile, which I don't like, so I'm just going to right click and summon just to pull him away. There we are. Alright, so now we've got this dude once, and as always we're going to right click on the target we want, which is him, manage a mission, and we're going to create a new mission. I'm going to call this fetch reward, because that's what we're just demonstrating. We're fetching an item, getting a reward, and I'm going to have it on may restart when finished. Yes, we shouldn't need to set a time limit, so let's go ahead. Once again, this time we're going to add the trigger to this. I'm going quite quick here because we've been through this so many times, so let's go ahead and create the trigger. So the trigger this time, as always, fetch reward T for trigger. So this time we're going to have on item used. Now these aren't alphabetical. Last time I looked they were muddled, which is, well, some of them are. It's a bit of a pain. So where is it? Fishing line, fishing rod, fishing hook. There we go. So what we want is, the item we need is a fishing hook, and the action performed is give on target. Seconds to trigger doesn't take effect. I wanted it to take a couple of seconds just to sort of give it time to take it out of your pocket, hand it over. But if you try and do that, it just says seconds trigger set to 0 because action is quick. So no point in setting that. The mission that we're affecting is the fetch reward mission. We're not setting it, sorry, it wants to be on 0, so we want it to be 0 as trigger. Next up we're going to create the trigger effect. Once again, name it, so that's fetch reward trigger effect. The trigger is fetch reward trigger, and we're going to reward the item, which once again is not in alphabetical order, so it's a real pain in the backside trying to find the roach. There it is. So he's going to give us a roach. The quality of the roach I'm going to put as 10, and he's only going to give us 1. Now we don't need to remove the item because of course the give command gives the item to him anyway, so we don't need to do anything in order to remove the hook from our inventory. That's all taken care of. So next up we just need text. You give fisherman a fishing hook, and he's just going to say thanks, take a fresh roach for your trouble. Come on, can't type, jeez. I keep doing it. Trouble, there we go. Okay, and send. So if I right click on him, we've got give, that's because I'm admin, but technically we won't have give. And also if I try and give him an item that doesn't accept, it'll give him it, but I'm not going to get any reward. So if I go ahead and special create fishing hook, let me grab a couple of them just in case we get this wrong. Alright, so there we go, fishing hook, give, boom. You give fisherman a fishing hook. It's giving me a roach in return. Thanks, take a fresh roach for your trouble. So there we are, that's how we can create a fetch and reward quest. So it can be bring him any item, give it to him, you can give him a reward, he could heal you, he could give you a skill gain. So he might say, if you bring me for instance a diamond, I will teach you something about meditation, and he might increase your meditation skill. You can do anything with it. So it's a really good little bit to know about, but this is it. That's it, as simple as that. Quite a straightforward and easy one. There's lots of ideas that can be built from that. So as always guys, I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please like the video. Remember to subscribe if you want to learn some more, and I shall see you in the next one.